What's happening, Carolina fans? Welcome to Two Fans in the Stands, a podcast related to all things Carolina Panthers and North Carolina Tar Heels. I'm your co-host, Tony.
And I'm your co-host, CJ.
Let's go. CJ, tell me how you feeling this Victory Monday.
Any Monday after a Panthers win is a great day. Feeling good today.
Okay. So listen, I know last week you had that you made a list, that shit we need to do list. So let's recap that shit we need to do list and see how we make out.
All right. Well, number one on my shit we need to do list was we need to get some pressure on Tom Brady. And I think for the most part yesterday, I'm a check that off as passed. Okay. So they passed that, they checked that off the list. Now, mind you, he wasn't on the ground the entire game, but I think they did rattle him enough to make him uncomfortable in the pocket
and get him off his spot.
You could see that there was some obvious communication issues with him and his receivers at times. And Evans luckily dropped that short touchdown. Now he had a clean pocket then, that was just one of those things that happened, but they did get enough pressure on him, get him out of spot, get him uncomfortable. And Brian Burns did get a sack, and he was very happy about that. He said after the game that he was going to go home and drink 3 glasses of Hennessy straight and watch Rush Hour 2, Bad Boys 2, and New Jack City. So he was happy. Like, he was happy.
I posted that to the Facebook page.
Yeah, I saw that. But yeah, so I'm going to give them a check on that one. That was mission accomplished. Okay. Number 2 on my shit they need to do list was they needed to not give up a bunch of long third down conversions. And they did that very well. The Buccaneers ended up being only 2 for 12 on third downs.
Yes, sir.
So I would say that's a big check. Mission accomplished. That has been a big check, because that has been a big issue for Carolina's defense all year long. And I think it kind of helped them. They had the momentum for the entire game, really. Right. And I think that missed catch by Mike Evans really added to their level. It really added to the momentum for the Panthers. So with that and the defense playing well, they were able to really shut them down on third down, and they stopped them a couple times on fourth down too. So that all worked out great. And given the fact that we gave up 2 really, really crucial and long third down conversions last game versus the Rams, I was really happy to see this, and I hope it continues. So again, check mark on not giving up third downs, getting off the field, and mission accomplished on that one too.
Right.
So we'll go to what's number 3. I think number 3 was PJ Walker being able to throw the ball down the field. Okay.
Oh, that's a big check mark.
That was a big check mark, because the crazy thing was, when the first play of the game, when PJ Walker dropped back in the pocket, he slung a bullet. He slung a bullet out to Terrace Marshall.
I was beyond surprised. I was like, what in the hell?
Yeah, man. He slung a dart out there, and Marshall dropped it. But, I say that, they made up for it more as the game went on. So, But you saw him throw the ball downfield. Marshall, Moore, Trimble. It was leaps and bounds beyond what they did the previous game.
Right.
Leaps and bounds.
Leaps and bounds of what they've done all season.
all season.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about this in another episode, but that's kind of what really pissed me off, especially after the game last week. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna get into this in another episode. But that when he threw that first pass, I promise you, I was looking at the screen and I said, "I'll be damned."
Yeah.
But I'm gonna touch on that in another episode.
Right.
Yeah, but a big check mark on that. Mission accomplished. Okay,
with 2 gold stars.
Hey man, I give him 5 on that one. Hey, PJ did exactly what he needed to do. He didn't turn the ball over. He kept everything in front of him. If he didn't need to throw it, he didn't throw it. He threw the ball out of bounds when he needed to. He didn't make the stupid throws. It was great. It was great to see.
Not to cut you off, but that was one of my main things that I loved about his performance Sunday. And on Facebook, I said, to me, that was his biggest throw. And the reason why, when he threw the ball away, and the reason why I said that is because, PJ Walker has a history of chucking the ball downfield and trying to make something out of nothing and causing a turnover and getting us pretty much in bad field position and getting us in trouble. And I just love the fact that when he rolled out and he didn't see nothing there, instead of him trying to force it, he threw it away. And to me, that was a dime that he threw to DJ Moore, and it was a dime that he threw to Tommy Tremble. But it was even more so to me what he did just by throwing the ball away. And that's why I said, to me, that was his best throw of the game, because in the past, that would have been INT. That would have sailed high over somebody's head. It could have been a number of things. But just the fact that he threw the ball away and lived to see another play, I love that about him. That, to me, that showed maturity and growth. So go ahead.
Hey, let me tell you, I could have swore when he threw that ball to the DJ Moore for that touchdown, when they showed the replay, all of a sudden I heard doom 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 doom. And I know I just started with the wrong song there, but hey, it was Michael Jackson-esque with the moves. I'm thinking about another song.
If you could turn that still picture horizontally, it looked like DJ was snuggled up with his blanket, taking a nap on the couch.
Hey, that was one hell of a play, because at first I was like, oh no, they're gonna call that. I like what the refs are doing, because you see it more often than not. If it's kind of a question, they'll call it a catch, call it a touchdown, or whatever, and then they'll go back and review it.
Right, and that's what they should be doing. That's what they should be doing.
But at one point, they weren't doing that, and they were missing, a lot of calls. That's like there was a couple times when other team would get, and not necessarily the Panthers playing, but just in general, other team may get a fumble and return it for a touchdown, but they call it down, and then they can't review it.
Yeah, we can make a whole nother show talking about the officiating in pro sports.
We can make a whole 10 shows about that.
Yeah, I think we should do that. I think we should do that later on in the season. Maybe this off season, we can touch on these referees, because these Mo Frackies, boy. Let me tell you,
Mo Frackies.
Yeah, these Mo Frackies made me just want to yeah. Okay, what's number 4? What you got?
What number 4 was kind of null and void, in a sense, because number 4 was, I wanted to make sure it wasn't the run CMC into the ground show. Shit, CMC wasn't there. CMC was on the West Coast. he went back home.
True.
You know what I mean? But I was very pleased with how they used Chuba Hubbard and Deontay Foreman. And that's really what I thought should have happened along with CMC. And it didn't quite happen that way with him here. And I'm going to hold true to how I felt. I really think they could have done that with CMC. And, you know, everybody's going to say, oh, you're not a real fan. You know, we look good without him. Yeah, we did. But like I said, you know, I'm going to leave that for another episode.
Yeah,
the run game in general looked good.
Yeah, I would never say that you ain't a real fan. Every fan, everybody's as passionate, and everybody is entitled to their opinion, and everybody's going to feel the way they feel. So you know, that's how I look at it. You know, so
yeah, I got you. I just want to put that out there, though. You know, my thing is, I if you don't get mad at some of the stuff your team do, hey, but you know. I try not to question people's fandom, and I, you know, don't like when people question mine. But it's all good. I mean, I ain't mad at it. I ain't, you know, ain't no hurt feelings or nothing. But hey, but the run game looked good. Foreman and Hubbard, they did their thing. There was one play though where PJ hit Foreman right in the hands for a pass, went right through his hands, and I swear the first thing I said was, "God damn it, CMC would have caught that."
Now I see no lies detected. I see no lies detected.
That's the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, I gotta quit that. He's gone. He ain't coming back.
Right.
I was like,
so you got number 5?
Nah, I think it was just 4. I don't remember number 5.
Okay.
Right. I think it was just 4. But I mean, I have to give them a check on every one of those and put my stamp on it and say, you know, list completed, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I tell you, but I also remember you setting the scene, you know, in Hollywood, California, on the movie set of on the movie set of what's the name of the movie?
Dream Chasers.
Tony and no, the name of the movie is called Tony and the Panthers.
Tony
and the Panthers.
Okay, you know, I can rock with that.
Look, Tony and the Panthers, Dream Chaser, Chapter 1.
I can rock with that.
Look, I'm glad you can, because that was corny as hell, but I appreciate you sticking up for me anyway.
I got your back, cuz. I got your back. Yeah. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about some of these dreams I had. You know, I had about 6 or 7 of them, and I was hoping that 5 or 7 of them come true. So let's just do a quick recap on the 7 that I had. Number 1, I had Sam Darnold will be named the starter that week. Number 2, I had DJ Moore and Terrace Marshall both having 100-yard games. Number 3 was CMC will have 25 touches and 150 yards of total offense. Number 4, Jeremy Chin, Frankie Louvu, and J.C. Horn were back healthy and able to play. Number 5, I had Dump Truck Brown and Spider Burns, each having a sack and four tackles for losses total. Also had J.C. Horn with a pick six. And the defense recorded second half shutout. Now, again, that was my dream chaser list. So, out of my dream chaser list, basically, some of the things happened, maybe not in that particular order, maybe not in that, you know, in that exact, in the exact way that I wanted to happen. But at the end, it equated to a victory for the Panthers. You know, because like I said,
a couple got shot down off the jump.
Soon as the final injury report came out Friday, I was like, well, there go 1, 4, 5.
Hey, look, as soon as I hit the post button on the episode, it was like,
yeah,
done.
But hey, it was my dreams. Damn it, I'm gonna roll with it. So
hey, go
instead
ahead.
Instead of Sam Darnold being the starter for this week, of course, we had PJ Walker, who I think for the first time in his professional career had an absolutely great game. And I say that because he had no turnovers. He didn't try to force the ball downfield. He looked calm in the pocket. He let his playmakers do the work. Now, did he throw for a bunch of yards? No, but he managed the game. And about 175 to, I say, about 225 is just about what you would ask a game manager to do. And he only had six incompletions the whole game. He was 16 of 22. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and was sacked one time. In my eyes, for PJ Walker, and I'm just saying just for PJ Walker, that was a great game. That was a great game, and I just hope going forward that he can he builds on that, and we have a repeat of the performance that he gave us Sunday. So that's number one. Number two, I had DJ Moore and Terrace Marshall both had 100-yard games. Now, that didn't come to fruition as well, but I did see Terrace Marshall get involved. That very first play of the game, that 38-yard bomb that he got from PJ Walker, he hit the ground and the ball came out, but I love the effort. You know, I think Carolina was letting everybody know, you know, this is what it's going to be. We ain't going to just sit back and run the ball up the middle. You know, we going to air it out. So, get ready for the rest of the day. You know what I'm saying? So, I think just the fact that Terrace Marshall was available, he didn't re-injure his hamstring or anything. He looked healthy out there. And then later on, he caught that 20-yard pass on the sidelines, got a big hit, and still held onto the ball. I was like, okay, welcome to the NFL, rookie. You know, I know this is second year, but he ain't really get no burn last year. So to me, this is like his rookie season. To me, it's like this is his coming out party because right now he's deemed healthy. And I was more than happy to see DJ Moore get involved in the game. Get involved in the game. I was kind of glad that they didn't go to him too often in the beginning and was getting everybody else involved, getting the run game established, spreading the ball around. But at the end of the day, he still had his catches, 7 catches for 69 yards and a touchdown. I mean, that's typically on average to what an NFL receiver would see on a weekly basis. So I was definitely I was definitely glad to see him get back into the game and bring a big boost to the receiving group. So that was number 2. Yeah. So number 3 was totally shot down again, like you said, before you hit the post button, because CMC was not there. So that 25 touches for 150 yards of total offense, that was spread out between Chuba Hubbard and Deontay Foreman. Because if I'm not mistaken, Deontay Foreman had 145 yards of total offense by himself with 118 yards rushing. He had 15 carries for 118 yards, and I think he also had a few receptions, which if I'm not mistaken, went for like 25, 30 yards. And Chuba Hubbard chipped in with like 8 carries for 63 yards, including that 17-yard touchdown. So I was happy to see them boys get involved in the run game. I was happy to see how Ben McAdoo called the run game because it was nothing like straight up the middle continuously. They was hitting those stretch plays, and the running backs was putting pressure on the defensive line, and then they would bend it back. They stuck their foot in the ground and went the opposite direction and was getting a big chunk yard. So I was just happy, about that and how they were utilized in the run game. Number 4, I had Jeremy Chin, Frankie Louvu, and J.C. Horn back healthy and able to play. Well, the only one that was able to play and that was back healthy was Frankie Louvu. Now, he didn't have his big statistical game, but he was still a force and he still played his position. I think he brought the juice that the defense was missing the past couple of weeks. It's hard to play.
Did.
Yeah, it's hard to play with Frankie Louvu and not have no juice. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know if that's even possible. But I was glad to see him back, and I believe J.C. Horn, hopefully, he'll be back when we play Atlanta next week. And after next week's game with Atlanta, Jeremy Chin will be eligible to come off of the IR. So we will have him when we go to Cincinnati. So I'm happy about that. Dump Truck Brown, number 5. Dump Truck Brown and Spider Burns have a sack each with 4 tackles for loss. Well, the official line stat was 1 sack and 3 tackles for loss. So I wasn't that far off on it because Spider Burns had a sack with 2 tackles for loss, and Derek Brown had 1 tackle for loss. So I felt pretty good about that when I saw that stat line. I was like, okay, my dreams wasn't too far off. God was, was speaking to me. I feel like, he was speaking to me, So number 6, J.C. Horn gets a pick 6. This another one that was shot down by the time you posted the injury report. So hey, he didn't get a pick 6, but Xavier Woods definitely had his hand on 2 interceptions, and
sure did.
Dropped it just like I dropped
brick hands.
Yeah. He said, but he did say in the interview yesterday that he would not let that happen again. His hands were kind of like brick, but he didn't appreciate dropping them. So we'll see. We'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. But number 7, now this one was probably, in my opinion, the biggest dream of them all, because the reality is I didn't see if this was even a possibility. Now, I know Tampa scored 3 points, but in my eyes, because they are Tampa and they do have Tom Brady, 3 points is a shutout to me in that particular game, because you couldn't have told me before the game that we was going to hold Tampa Bay with no touchdowns the whole game. We went into the game 14-point underdogs.
Yeah, sure did, and won by 18.
And won by 18. So that's a 32-point swing. You know what I'm saying? If you would have told me we was gonna pull that off based off recent history, I would have been like, you out your damn mind. But okay, go off. You know what I'm saying?
Go off.
Yeah. But hey, in my eyes, holding them just to 3 points, and I said that the defense will record a second half shutout. Well, the opposite happened. They record a first half shutout. Basically, they recorded a shutout through the end of the third quarter because Tampa didn't get those 3 points until the fourth quarter. So to say that I was beyond happy would be an understatement. I did not see this coming. I couldn't have envisioned it. Hey, it was a dream, and the good Lord above and the angels sent my dreams back upstairs, through FedEx. Yeah.
Through FedEx.
We use FedEx ground here. They use FedEx wings up there, Yeah. So yeah, so they hurry up.
We just full of corny jokes today, ain't we?
Yeah. That was kind of corny though. Hey,
like you had me, I got you too, cuz.
Yeah, appreciate that. But yeah, those 7 things were my dream chases, and I know they didn't all come to fruition, the way that I envisioned them, but we still got the dub at the end of the day, and we saw some good things happening. And I just hope that it's an all-around performance by the offense and the defense that we continue to build on, and we see a repeat of this past Sunday's performance going forward. And and my hope, my two things that I hope, only one basically came true. You know, I hope that Tay Hayes will get more playing time this week, which he did. He got some burn, and when he was in there, I think that he was effective. He didn't look lost. I think he was in position like he should be. And they didn't test him like I thought they was going to test him going into the game. You know, I don't know what kind of scouting report that Tom Brady and them boys had on Tay Hayes, but I felt like they knew something because they didn't try it. You know, so I was glad to see him get that burn and you know, get on the field and show a little bit of, you know, what he can do, even though it wasn't too much. And
they did try him that one play when he got in the game, but I want to say that Carolina's defensive line got a little bit of pressure on Brady, and he was 1-on-1 with Mike Evans, and Brady just kind of threw it about 2 yards in the dirt, you know, right in front of Evans. So, you know, you got to take it whenever they come and however they come. So I count that as a win for Tay Hayes. So
yeah, no doubt. I agree with you on that one. I definitely agree with you on that one. And Marquise Blair, I'm going to assume that maybe he's still kind of getting over the injury that he had that ended his season last year. If I'm not mistaken, it was an ankle injury, something to that effect. Because that's the only reason I could see him not getting more playing time right now, because he's been with the team over a month. And he's a guy that I feel like that can come in and spell Jeremy Chin on the back end, you know, and can play down in the box. Even though he's not as big as Jeremy Chin, he's a very physical safety with speed, and he also has some coverage ability. Like I said, he's a former second-round pick out of the University of Utah, and he played well for Seattle while he was there. So I'm still curious to know as to why he's not getting any playing time. But going forward, maybe maybe that will still come true, and I look forward to seeing him on the field. So that was my dreams and my hopes, and you know, I know some things got killed in action, so to speak. You know, but at the end of the day, we got the dub, dog. We got the dub.
I gotta roll back my criticism of CJ Henderson just slightly. And when I say just slightly, I mean ever so slightly, because he did have a big play on that fourth down stop when they tossed the ball to Leonard Fournette.
Yeah,
he didn't stop him himself, but he slowed him down just enough for his teammates to come in and stop him just short. And he jacked up his shoulder on that play because he went in head first. He read the play very well because Mike Evans tried to get a block on him, but by the time by the time he tried to put his hands on him, CJ Henderson was already past him. So he went in and kind of clipped Fournette's knee, but he hit his knee with his shoulder. And you could see when he hit the ground, he just laid there because he was hurt. So, you know, he still needs some work. You know, I think he still needs somebody to sit down and have a chat with him and really go over his film in detail with him. But I got to give him credit for that play because that was a big stop. And I got, like I said, I'm gonna roll back my criticism ever so slightly, you know, and give him credit for that play. That was a big play.
Yeah, it was. I didn't realize that was him that flew in there until I went back and saw some of the highlights about the 4th-and-1 stop.
Same here.
Yeah, and I realized, like, oh shit, that's CJ Henderson. That's when he got
exactly.
That's when he got hurt. Yeah. So Yeah, I'm with you. I got to roll back some of my criticism on that one too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But and it's kind of wild because those of you who have been listening to us from the start of the season, this is why I was so frustrated with the Panthers this season, because I've been saying that Carolina has the talent. They have the talent. And you saw that in this game. It looked like they opened up the playbook some, especially after last week. And now last week was kind of confirmed of what their intent was for the entire game last week. But the offense opened up.
This a whole nother episode.
I know. Hey, look, I'm trying to get everybody to come listen to that episode too. So I got you. Yeah. Okay. Look, work with me a little bit. I got you. I'm trying to get them to come back for maybe another hour or so. Help us get the algorithm up on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah. So it was they opened the offense up a little bit, and it was a lot of stuff that we really haven't seen them do. In my perspective, most of the season. I don't have, any of the coaches' film, anything I can go back and look at. Maybe this is some stuff that they've tried earlier, but for whatever reason, it just didn't work. But yesterday, it worked. I'm happy. And like I said, this was my frustration the whole season, because I knew this was the type of team or the type of effort that we could put on the field. A type of product that we could put on the field.
Right.
And it could have just think about if we would have scored 3 touchdowns on offense in some of these previous games during the year. You get what I'm saying? A few of those games, it was like the Cleveland game. Okay, you had that one big play to Robbie Anderson. But Chris, McCaffrey had a touchdown early in that game too. But later on, you had that one big play to Robbie Anderson. In the Saints game, you had that one big play to Laviska Shenault.
Right.
In the Giants game, we drove down the field, scored, but then we let the Giants drive right back down the field and score again. And then the offense sputtered and couldn't do anything else.
We also had that pick set by Frankie Louvu, too.
Yeah. But and it's crazy because if the defense hadn't have stepped up, the defense scored a touchdown in 3 straight games. Just think if the offense could have put up, and just say not even 3, just say they put up 2 touchdown drives on offense. Think about how that may have changed those games, because those are drives that the defense is not on the field. They're not getting worn down by the opposing team's offense. And when they get back in the game, as we saw yesterday, they were able to put a complete game together because it didn't look like they were worn out by the time the fourth quarter hit. So, yeah, but like I said, that's a take for another episode. Hope everybody tunes in. But I was happy to see what in my mind I knew we could do all year long actually come out on the field.
Right, I got you. Anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
Nah, man. I'm just hoping that I'm just hoping for some more wins. I'm hoping that we can duplicate this performance and keep pounding. That's all I can wish for.
Well, that would do it for us this week. Next week's opponent is the Atlanta Falcons at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, Panthers fans, keep pounding.